Today we are going to talk about the Malayalam movie The Great Indian Kitchen. The film is about the struggle of the daughter-in-law of a patriarchal family. The main character is a dance enthusiast and dancer. Her age is growing day by day. One day boy comes with his family to see her and ask for her hand in marriage. The boy and girl talk alone and gets ready for marriage in a single talk. They get married in a week, and after the wedding, her work starts in the kitchen. Their relationship looks romantic in the initial days. Her entire day is spent doing kitchen and household work with mother-in-law. She sees that her husband and her father-in-law doesn't have table manners and litter food everywhere. They throw bones of meat all over the table. Mother-in-law eats at the false plate of the father-in-law. In the meantime, her sister-in-law gets pregnant and her mother-in-law has to go to her sister-in-law's house to take care of her. Now she has to take care of the kitchen alone. Her father-in-law was very lazy. Not only food, she had to bring a toothbrush to his doorstep. She seems to have a good physical relationship with her husband, but the foreplay and emotional attachment cannot be seen in the intercourse. In the meantime, she gets her menstrual cycle and she doesn't have to cook or do the housework. At the time, she didn't know that the family is very conservative. She no longer has to do household activities for 7 days. They hire a maid to do their household work. She asks her family to do a job as a dance teacher in school and father-in-law denies it instantly. However, her mother-in-law tells her to apply and see. One fine day, she went to a restaurant with her husband. The way of her husband eating at home and restaurant are different. She gently asks, "Why do you litter so much at home?" Husband gets angry and leaves the food he is eating. He also stops talking to her. She tries to talk. He asks her to apologize for saying that, and then she apologizes to her husband for saying that. At that time, a letter came from the school asking her to come for the interview. The father-in-law finds out that she had applied for a job interview. The daughter-in-law has to look after her home and children. Her husband also gets angry for going against his and his father's will. One day, her brother-in-law and sister-in-law complain about her cooking skills. He laughs at the thought of what she has cooked and what she has done. Father-in-law had organized religious rituals and she feeds him stale food. After knowing the food was stale, father-in-law leaves without eating food. Her husband scolds her, saying the priest does not eat stale food during rituals. "You are doing this on purpose to avenge me." She's fed up with the behavior of her family members. One day she shares a Facebook post regarding the menstrual cycle. Conservative members of society sees her posts and came to her house to demand to delete the post. But she denies their request to delete the Facebook post. The next day, the group of priests came to perform religious rituals in their house. Her husband asks her to make tea. Instead, she serves them dirty water in the cup. Seeing the dirty water in the cup, her husband and father-in-law became mad and came directly to the kitchen. Seeing their angry behavior, she could not hold her rage and throws a bucket of dirty water in their faces and leaves her home carrying her side bag. Leaving the house, she reached her father's house straight. Her mother tries to convince her and ask her to return to her own house. Suddenly, her brother arrives from school and asks her mother for a glass of water. She responded immediately and throws an empty glass and shows her anger towards male members. She started living in her father's house. After some time, she joined schools as a dance teacher, and on another side, her husband also gets remarried to a beautiful bride. The new bride is also facing the problems she had faced, and the movies end with the wedding cycle. The movie shows the difficulty of daughter-in-law in a patriarchal family in India that no matter how best she tries, she has to live a miserable life. The movie is good and worth watching. You can watch it on Prime Video. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.